The Onision saga turns very dark. Hi, I'm Tommy C, and this is Shop from the Point News. You might have noticed that we break a lot of stories related to Onision, and we weren't able to break this one. You might already be aware of the incident where Onision's child fell out of a second-story window. I want to let you know right now that we were not able to confirm what at the time were screenshots of the incident. We wanted to actually see the actual police reports. Due to my team's research, especially Dead Freak, who I'm very happy with right now, he was not only able to confirm that these screenshots were real, we also got some extra information that you might not be familiar with. I want to let you guys know, when we do this stuff, I don't claim to be a journalist, but we do try to use a journalistic ethic over here. If I can't confirm it, it's not going up, and I will gladly take second place to break in a story, is just to make sure we have them confirmed. So a lot of YouTubers, a lot of journalists have reported that this stuff went out when I wasn't comfortable with it, so we just waited. And I'm glad we did, because we found more information related to the FBI, related to arms in Onision's house that wasn't available. So, and also, oh yes, and also, we also have the reporter, Chris Hansen, which had he confirmed this, I would have been much more comfortable with it. But the thing is, at the time this stuff was breaking, it was around 11 p.m. Central European time. I live in Germany. I had to go to bed. And I woke up the next day and we started working on it immediately. I do get up early, around 7 or 6 o'clock every day. And we're going to get this stuff out to you as soon as humanly possible. Yes, let's watch Chris Hansen as he confirms what I'm about to show you.
We've now obtained Pierce County Sheriff's Department reports about a 911 call in September of 2019. According to the transcripts, Onision and Kai's young daughter fell from a second-story bedroom window, landing in the driveway. Now, no one wants to see a child injured, especially me, who spent much of his career protecting children. But it highlights some very disturbing questions about what's been going on inside that home. So now we understand from the report that both Greg, Onision, James, and Kai were interviewed. One investigator noted that it was, quote, strange that Onision actually took video of the child suffering in the driveway, then panned up to the window from where that child apparently fell. There are many other strange things about this report.
Again, I apologize that all this stuff happened when I was asleep. I do need another person to help me out in North America when stuff's going on. If send your stuff in to me. Do a video that's similar to mine, and we'll take it into consideration if you want to be a part of the Shot from the Point team. We've been looking for somebody in North America, not in Europe, to be able to do stuff when I go to bed. I can't do this 24/7. Now, let's get back to the main crux of the story. It is extremely unusual, that's putting it mildly, that Onision would film what happened to his daughter. Apparently, she fell out of a second-story window. He's very, very lucky she's alive. And if I had to guess, when Hansen knocked on Onision's door and Onision called the police, this may have ended up being a huge mistake, because Chris Hansen's relationship with police departments all across the United States, if I had to guess, this is the reason we're getting this stuff is because Chris Hansen talked to the police. Remember, he said that the police were familiar with Onision. They were very, very familiar with the situation. And we're going to find out why that's the case as this video goes on. And if I had to guess, that's how Chris Hansen probably found this, or at least led somebody to it. There's somebody by the name of Wolf, a YouTuber that I'm not familiar with, that apparently is going on Have a Seat with Chris Hansen to explain. Apparently he found or got the screenshots of the initial police report. Again, Shot from the Point News has confirmed that all of this stuff is on the level and all of this stuff is legitimate. I was worried at first that this might be bait. A lot of times when there's YouTubers being investigated, and I've had this happen to me before, they'll put out false stories, you report the false story, and then your credibility is lost. This is not the case. This is a legitimate event that happened in September of 2019. And like Chris Hansen said, there's some very, very strange behavior coming from Onision. Let's go to Jay Aubrey. He's a pretty well-known YouTuber. And he took screenshots of the particular police report that we've now confirmed. I'll read it for you. On 9/12, around 1908 hours, Deputy Manusco and I responded to medical aid at Onision's house, where an incident involving Kai's children occurred related to the abuse / grooming, etc. I remembered the location because I had done a welfare check with CPS 10 days prior. CPS informed me that the incident that this is redacted. I'm not quite sure what this is what this is referring to, but you'll pretty much be able to get it. James Jackson had been communicating with minors and was possibly sexually abusing young girls. What they're referring to is Shot from the Point News uncovered that there was a fan, possibly several of them, calling into Pierce County and letting them know about an incident that I was aware of in 2016, where a scantily clad, or allegedly happened in 2016, where scantily clad underage girls were sending pictures into Onision where he could rate them. This was reported on Drama Alert several years ago. I have never seen the pictures and was never able to actually find a particular victim, or was I able to confirm that that story was particularly on the level or true. But it is well known that one of the first really cracks in this dam happened in 2016, where he was accused of actually raping minors. I personally have never seen that evidence, but I'm aware that this is a ongoing accusation. So somebody in 2019 actually called, which is what led this police officer to remember this particular house, this particular incident. James Jackson had been communicating with minors and possibly sexually abusing young girls, possibly. So they never confirmed it either. James said while waiting for the ambulance, he took a video, this is where it's important, of the incident. I asked James why he took the video. James says he wanted to be able to show the doctor the aftermath of the incident and express concern about the health of his child in relation to the accident. He also said that he thought about needing to show the police what happened and spoke about an incident in 2011 when a friend threatened to self-terminate and make it look like he was responsible. So he took a video of himself calling 911 so he could show the police that he was not responsible. James' explanation for why he took a video seemed strange to me, and it is strange. On 9/12/19, approximately 19 and 25 hours, I received a phone call from Deputy Grote regarding an incident that occurred at Onision's house. Deputy Grote explained that James Jackson called 911 and reported that an accident had occurred involving one of his children. Grote said that he had been out to the residence before to assist Child Protective Services and checking at the children due to concerns that James ran a YouTube channel with content about child molestation. So I'm getting a clear picture. There are fans constantly calling his local police department, accusing himself without evidence. And I almost can personally deal with this because I pretty much since I started the Shot from the Point podcast, I've been getting tons of accusations about Onision that I could never run because there was absolutely no confirmation whatsoever. I couldn't do it, and I won't do it. That's one of the reasons I was a little slow to the draw with this particular story. So I can only imagine what the local police department gets. That being said, this report has been confirmed. Again, this was a screenshot when I saw it. Wouldn't do it unless we got a hold of it. And yes, we're confirming. Let's see. What do we have here? Patreon event canceled. Important reason. We'll reschedule. Thank you. That's on the 12th. And the same day this particularly happened. Jay Aubrey is also reporting that Onision wrote some extremely sexual things on the day of the particular event. I can't confirm this. Certainly these screenshots, I don't doubt their validity, but they're not dated. It says like 17 minutes, 19 minutes, 22 minutes. And I'll let you pause the tape and look at these. I don't think it's necessarily necessary to read them. if you want to look at these and read these, but they are disturbing and sexual in nature. There goes my monetization just by saying that. What else we got? For those who are unaware, this is also Jay Aubrey. Onision's daughter fell out of a 2-story window on September 12th, cracking her head open. Greg filmed the aftermath to prove to police it was an accident. He said he had the goal to post a series of sexual tweets over the next coming days, namely this one. You can pause the tape. Pause the tape. There is no tape. It's digital. You can pause this and come to your own and read it yourself if you see fit. So this is extremely strange behavior. I have to say, if I was under as much pressure as Onision is, let me suggest that it might not be strange for somebody who's in the position that he is. It might be fair. Also, I've gotten reports from his former friend Sear that he is constantly paranoid. I had a source tell me that when you talk to him now, you have to sign an NDA before you have a casual conversation with him. So it doesn't make sense if you have a child and you fall out the window, and he falls out the window, and who would have the wherewithal to actually, oh, let me get my phone. But if you're a Onision, you might actually think that way because A, you're paranoid, and B, under a lot of pressure. Let me put that out there. Now, this is a parody account. I'm familiar with the guy that runs this, but he did reports. This is from the same report. This is the same report. What I'm about to show you is not parody. This is from the same report, and again, we can confirm this. I spoke to Dr. Monye. He said that Redacted had multiple skull fractures. Obviously, that's the child. He said that she had, I cannot say this, subgala hamotra. I hope I did all right there. He said that he had a small subdra hematosis. He said that there were some bleeding and bruising in her brain, and that she would not, and it was not enough to require immediate surgery. That's good news. I asked him if the injuries were life-threatening. He explained to me at this point they weren't, but due to the nature of the injuries, the child would need to be careful and monitored because the situation could quickly change from the injuries and become life-threatening. He explained that the skull fracture on the right side of her head was depressing and pushing into her brain. Dr. Monye said the injuries were consistent with a fall from a second-story window. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear that I've referred to these transcripts as a report. I don't want to be misleading. These are a series of reports, everything from the police reports themselves or actually people contacting CPS or the police department for welfare checks. I've just, for expedience sake, referred to them as a single report. They're not. It's a series of reports. And the fact that we were able to confirm these reports instead of going right away, we actually found some details in the reports that you might not be familiar with, and we're going to go over them right now. One of the good things that came out of taking our time, making sure we got a hold of the PDF files, make sure they were legitimate complaints and police reports, we got small details that might be overlooked but might be important to you. The Shiloh incident, where she was dressed in a Halloween outfit, filming a video for Greg, and Greg appeared to be, at very least, verbally abusing her. You could possibly say he was physically abusing her after he started throwing candy corns at her. That video is all over the internet, and I have documented it right here and on my podcast. We also have 100% confirmation that the FBI is investigating. I know I have not been 100% comfortable. I know Chris Hansen has confirmed that, but Shot from the Point News is confirming there is an ongoing investigation from the FBI. Also, it might be worth noting for crazy people out there that Greg is armed. He is legal. They have firearms in the house, and he is legally entitled to him. Going over there might be the worst mistake of your life. Not only that, you will be putting those children in danger. Let the police do their job. He is legally armed. Here's something else we can confirm. We talked about it in the video, the 2016 incident where Greg was allegedly raiding underage girls, scantily clad, and young girls based on their looks and the way they dressed. Well, these things have been called into the police department. They have been made aware by fans as early as September of 2019. Fans were complaining on that, and the police were unable to find a victim or evidence that it actually happened. If you have evidence of this, I think it's time to, at very least, pick up a phone. We're also aware that Greg is repeatedly getting welfare checks called. I imagine it does seem to be not all legitimate, a form of swatting. Greg is he's constantly getting knocks on the door for welfare checks. We could also confirm there's been several calls to CPS by citizens as far away as California, and we can also confirm that the school the children attend have been contacted for basically all these incidents listed above. So that's it. That's all we got for you today. I'm going to be trying to make some non-Onision videos to keep you updated. Remember, we do more than that here. We do more. We have some really interesting stories. If you want us to cover something different, please put it in the description box below. We would love to cover whatever social media stories that you find interesting. We'll still be paying very close attention to Chris Hansen and the Onision saga. Thank you very much. I'll see you real soon.